Coming to you weekly from Studio Dallas Wearables. An audio digest for every mark and stand across the land. You are listening to the Rap and Wrestling Connection.
Alright, let's do it. This is episode 9 of the Rap and Wrestling Connection.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's, coming along pretty fast. Bear in mind, no one's actually heard the first episode. Ever. So,
Stashed away.
yeah, for most people it's just episode 8, but it's numbered. I mean, this is the 9th episode. We are reviewing all of WrestleMania weekend up until the end of Raw. I think I'm with most WWE fans when I say I consider WrestleMania weekend a 3-day weekend, including Monday. Yeah, like Monday Night Raw is the end of WrestleMania weekend.
So we're excluding the Hall of Fame? Or are you including that?
I mean, I have nothing to say about the Hall of Fame except for, the big news. We can go ahead and talk about that now. Sting announced his retirement.
Yeah, that's crazy. I thought it was a work at first.
It kind of seems like it. Yeah, it seemed like he would. It would be a great work for him to have interfered in that Hell in a Cell match. Which, if you're listening to this, you probably watched all of it, and so you know that nothing really happened at the Hell in a Cell match.
How did our predictions go?
I don't know. I haven't really went back and listened. I think I shit the bed on mine.
I know we had KO going over.
Yeah, we had KO. We had Sasha.
Yeah.
We had.
We knew Brock was going to win. That was obvious.
Yeah, we had AJ Styles.
Yeah.
The endings, the finishes were all pretty bunk, except for the women's title match.
That was a great match.
It was the best match at WrestleMania, in my opinion. And
the ladder match was for me.
That ladder match was pretty sweet, and I really did mark really hard for Zack Ryder winning the Intercontinental Championship. And KO with a beautiful sell that lasted for about half an hour, where he was just dead on a ladder.
His head was stuck between the ladder.
Yeah. He was a corpse, and so that set up a great feud the next night. But let's go back to Friday and talk about what's probably my favorite pay-per-view ever.
NXT Takeover?
NXT Takeover Dallas stole the show by all accounts. 5 matches, no schmaz, no funny business except for, heels trying to cheat to win. And getting away with it, but it not working. I like that. I like it when that happens. But, show opened with a great tag team match from American Alpha versus Revival, where American Alpha finally get the tag team championship, which is a good look, especially considering they've only been a tag team for 6 months. But
they're ready, man.
The power of Chad Gable is strong, man. And Jason Jordan looks great. Yeah, he's got the look.
He does have a great look.
Yeah, and it was a great match. It was like a classic tale of dirty dudes doing anything they can to win, and then just coming up short against superior competitors.
His foot on the rope and everything.
Dude, when he put the towel around his feet, oh my god, it didn't work. Gable kicks out of that.
Dawson goes up under the ring. And
dude, that was.
I marked that on it. That was amazing.
I got a big pop on Squared Circle for saying during that match, I was like, they are legitimately some of the best heels in the entire company. The Revival, Dash, and Dawson.
For me, because they've always been so green to me, so basic and bland. But NXT Takeover for me, they kind of showed me what they're what they have become. They worked out for me.
Their last few tag title matches, man, the 2 matches they did with Enzo and Cass, they won by being, it's a mix of being really brutal, stiff dudes, and also knowing when to cheat.
They're old school dudes too.
Yeah.
I remember the old tag teams from the AWA.
Exactly, yeah. The satin jackets, dude.
Yeah, that's what it is. I think that's what it is.
We need to get us some satin jackets.
Yeah.
We're about to, on our road to Domania, which is taking a long course, we're going to stay on it for a minute because we want it to be right when it launches. We still, we're putting stuff on our Tumblr, rappingwrestling.tumblr.com, but yeah, we got some new logos and stuff that we are shitting the bed over, and we want to get like shirts and jackets made just for us right now. So
gotta get a baseball team.
If we get those and just wear them and just like with no explanation,
it'd be so badass. Where'd you get that? We have a podcast.
Yeah, we'll sell. We'll sell them to you eventually. We're gonna raise demand by advertising our slick ass shit that we made up. But anyway, where were we? Shit, I just got way off course. Yeah.
Alpha.
Oh yeah,
Alpha
Revival because of the satin jackets, man. We needed some Rappin' Wrestling satin jackets, like we were a fucking tag team, RW Connection. But then after that, yeah, Corbin and Aries. Which is it was a kind of a short match.
It was 10 minutes. 10 minutes before
Gosh, Jesus Christ. See, that it was only 5 matches. So the matches all were pretty, 10 minutes is not a short match. It's not a long match, but.
Especially for, compared to, main roster.
Yeah. But Corbin looked good, even in defeat, Aries, it was the first time I've seen Aries, and he looks awesome.
Austin Aries is really good.
It looks like they're probably going to turn him heel pretty fast unless they decide to turn.
His gimmick is very heelish,
That's what we were talking about watching it together, Jane and I. I was like, no, or was it you and I? I was like, the
Jordan
greatest,
or Jacie,
the greatest man who ever lived.
Yeah,
that's totally a heel gimmick. There's no way around that.
Yeah,
you can't make that unless See, a face would just never say that.
No.
Period.
I mean,
even if they were the greatest man who ever lived, they would never say that about themselves.
I think it's it reminds me of like I was telling you, Chris Jericho, kind of trailblaze that gimmick, to be the best at what I am,
right?
The best, I'm the best thing walking on God's green earth.
The best in the world at what I do, and then the best in the world,
yeah,
and then
CM Punk, and you have Austin Aries. Who is it? Somebody else is giving
Dude, Corbin is kind of on that level right now, especially with his main roster debut promo. Where it was for those of you who don't know who I am, I don't care. Oh, that was beautiful. But after that, we got the WWE debut of Shinsuke Nakamura versus Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
In what was one of the best wrestling matches that I've ever seen. Now, I mean, huge disclaimer. I'm going to get torched by some smarks for this eventually. I've watched virtually no New Japan or really no indie wrestling in general. I mean, I love what I've seen of Lucha Underground, which isn't even really indie. And if I were genuinely going to spend the time to watch any indie wrestling, it would probably be Chikara. So it's all fresh to me. That was the first match I'd ever seen Nakamura.
Really?
Yeah.
I watched some matches with him. Seen the Brock Lesnar match and the AJ Styles match. I always every time New Japan has their their marquee event,
Wrestle Kingdom.
I always tune in and watch little glimpses of it. But that matches are very very long, and they give them a lot of airtime.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Man, the commercial breaks Monday were pretty egregious. Pretty bad. But, yeah, that match was just incredible. I mean, it told a really incredible story about, Zayn facing off against this, incredible, charismatic, mysterious.
Freddie Mercury, Michael Jackson, baby that can wrestle.
Dangerous challenger. Who matches Sammy on all of his traditional offense. So Sammy just starts stiffening back, and they just bludgeon the shit out of each other.
That's the great nickname for him, the King of Strong Style. Style is very strong.
Dude, they were really beating the piss out of each other. They had to, and there were so many great parts where when they start trading elbows and nobody knows who to boo or cheer for, so they just start cheering every blow, and then it turns into a yes chant.
Yeah.
That's incredible, man.
It's one part in the match they got really tired. You can tell they were
Oh, I know.
I don't know if it was a work or not, but like it seemed like genuinely like I got worked by it.
I mean, yeah. I would have. I mean, it was a work shoot. They had to have been tired, you know. I mean, they worked it in the story because it works. You know, it was a good spot for them to be like, "Holy fuck! Like, what have one another met their match?" You know, and like, it was totally voiced by the crowd when at one point when they were both down, the crowd spontaneously started chanting "Fight Forever."
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people are wondering if that's the first time it's ever been chanted. And
it is.
yeah, I mean,
I can look it up real quick for you.
I mean, I just don't. If it had happened before, it's very rarefied, and fortunately, it's one of those chants that only happens when it's supposed to. But it was supposed to happen there. Like, that crowd was super hot for that. Yeah, go watch it on Hulu or the network. The Zayn Nakamura match. If you're going to watch anything from WrestleMania weekend, period, anything, just watch that match.
Yeah.
If you want to introduce someone to professional wrestling so that they'll understand what's awesome about it, they should watch that match. Period. From the second that Sami Zayn enters the screen to the second that Sami Zayn leaves the screen, like that whole thing. It really did look. I mean, it looks like Zayn's last match.
Yeah, it did. NXT.
Yeah.
Oh, he's done.
Yeah.
He's done. He's married.
It was a proper send-off.
Oh, great send-off. Put over probably one of the hottest free agents we've seen since AJ, like in that bat. So I don't know.
Eventually, they're going to come back together and fight on.
Oh yeah, they'll find a main roster. Hey, WrestleMania.
AJ Styles and Nakamura at WrestleMania.
Of course, you gotta have that.
Oh,
Gotta have that.
just to upstage New Japan.
Yeah.
The same match on a bigger stage.
Of course.
Better match.
Think so?
No, I don't. Having not seen the New Japan match, I want to go ahead and say that it's going to be better than anything the WWE would book for the same competitors.
But you say you started it, we didn't finish it. I think you said that. Tell me that.
No, I haven't seen it. I mean, I'll watch I did the same thing with AJ Styles and Nakamura. When I knew that they were getting signed and they were about to be on WWE, I would watch montages of stuff. I saw a montage of all the crazy moves that AJ Styles does, you know, and stuff like that. And so suitably impressed by them and willing to get worked. We talked about this last night. I call myself a mark.
Yeah.
I'm not a smart because I don't want to know everything.
Yeah.
I want to believe. Primarily, I want to get worked.
Yeah.
So the less I know, the better sometimes.
True.
Curiosity gets the best of me. And I mean, I wouldn't be making a wrestling podcast if I didn't listen to wrestling podcasts.
True.
And I didn't read Squared Circle obsessively. And I didn't watch every second of new WWE product as it's coming. You know, I only have so much time for it. And going back sometimes ruins the illusion. I like to get worked.
Yeah.
Now, I understand that if I got way into New Japan, I'd probably get worked by it a lot more easily because of the strong style and
the move sets.
The presentation, yeah. And watching Joshi, it's very easy to get worked because those women are legitimately beating the fuck out of each other. It's scary. It's really... There were some spots in Zayn and Nakamura that were pretty scary.
Yeah, it was. Those knees?
Yeah, and when he dropped him on his back, on the back of his neck and shoulders, and that some kind of driver, it had some sort of Japanese name I did not recognize at the moment. And after that was another pretty brutal match between Bayley and Asuka.
Yeah, Bayley lost.
Bayley got choked out. He didn't tap or submit.
Because Bayley's never going to give up. She's the female John Cena.
It works. It works for me, dude.
It works for me, too.
She has something that John Cena will never have. Well, to the same extent, even though he is kind of cute. She's adorable.
Yeah.
You know, and not in a sexy way. It's just it's like wanting your little sister to be the fucking best.
Yeah.
You know, and getting behind her and being like, fuck yeah, you can fucking do it.
Yeah.
Nia Jax, fuck that giant ass hoss bitch. Choke her out. That's what she did. It was badass. But seriously.
Bayley's hot.
Yeah, Bayley is hot, but she's not presented as a sex symbol in any way. And I
True.
appreciate that.
But it's kind of like we was talking about.
Bayley
looks amazing in a dress.
Bayley's low key hot.
Yeah, Bayley's sexy as fuck to me.
Yeah. But it never crosses my mind when we're watching a match because it's just like, how is she going to get through this one?
Oh yeah.
But the way they book her is better than the way they book underdog Super Cena.
Yeah.
Because like Cena gets beat the fuck up on, and then uses the same moves to overcome the odds while Cena wins.
It's like the five moves of doom.
Yeah, but Bayley is put into different situations where she has to overcome some crazy shit, and then she figures out new ways to overcome the odds and outsmart her opponents and come out in the end. And it doesn't work always because Asuka is a monster.
Yeah.
She is she's NXT's women's Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
An unstoppable terror.
But what does this...
And speaking of sexy as fuck, Jesus Christ. Oh, Asuka's so hot. She's so hot. But also really scary. That match was awesome, man. It was. I mean, it was another one. I didn't like it as much as the women's match at WrestleMania, and I didn't like it as much as Bayley's last title match.
With Nia Jax.
Nia Jax. That's one of my favorite Bayley matches.
Nia Jax match.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they did a really good job together.
It's a great storytelling.
Yeah, and the way she takes her out with a guillotine choke, and she makes Nia Jax tap out, that was great. That was such a validating ending for me.
But what Bayley go from here now? I feel like she's done
rematch, man.
In NXT.
No, they're gonna do another match
after the rematch. But
after that, maybe she wins it back. They could go 3, man. They could go 3. Those two. Yeah, I would be hot for 3.
Okay. So then Bayley still has time.
You could do Iron Man. You could do there's so many. Now, the other day while driving, I fantasy booked a title match for the women's division.
Yeah.
By the way, we haven't actually said that out loud yet. There are no more divas. It is now the WWE Women's Division, the WWE Women's Title, the WWE Women's Champion, and it is legit and it's fucking badass.
It is badass.
And that title
looks almost better than the guys.
The title's gorgeous, dude.
It is pretty.
It looks so badass. The white leather and the red background, man.
Yeah.
No pink on it. No pink, no sparkly sequins. Just it looks just as legit as any other belt in the company, man. It's beautiful. But they should Sasha Banks should be like, no, fuck you and your dad. Especially fuck your dad. Fuck Ric Flair. We'll get to that later. We'll talk about that after the match. But the last match at Takeover Dallas was fucking incredible too, man. Joe and Finn.
I feel like it wasn't better than the London match, but it was okay.
That was my favorite of theirs, but I don't know, man. Samoa Joe looked terrifying, covered in blood. And he was working really good heel. And then what happened at the end of the match was especially interesting to me. The way Finn hulked out and scared the shit out of Samoa Joe. After Finn kicks out of the muscle buster.
Yeah.
And then
just his face. And
yeah.
Joe was just shocked.
Yeah, Joe sold me on the demon better than anything Finn Balor has done, unfortunately.
Joe looks strong. Looks very strong in that match. I think his coming out party, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's awesome too. And I would watch a third match.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still Samoa Joe's lost to him twice, so.
Yeah, so
what's one more match going to prove unless, it's to get the title off of him. But, I don't know, Samoa Joe might be moving up.
I think he's ready. But it's just
he's ready, but I like him so much in NXT,
me too.
man.
And it leaves a void in NXT for a top heel now. Who's the top heel in NXT?
And who's going to be a top heel as legitimate as Samoa Joe?
Austin Aries get called up and takes the belt off him? That'd be bad.
I mean, they could turn Nakamura heel, but I don't buy it.
I don't buy it.
Nobody's going to buy that.
He's too over as right now.
They could turn Finn heel very easily. I think everyone wants Finn to be heel. I think Finn wants to be heel. I think that it's this is the polite version of giving the booking the benefit of the doubt, in a Roman Reigns type situation.
Yeah.
Whereas with Roman Reigns, we were just sick of it and we're tired of being. But Roman Reigns is legitimately not as talented or charismatic as Finn Balor.
No.
Nope. But yeah, so Mania by comparison to Takeover Dallas was, to me, after I was so excited going into Mania, despite the injuries and all the weird setups for matches and stuff, I was really excited for Mania. And I was pretty let down, to be honest. And I'm an easy mark. I want to be into it. I want to like it immediately. But like the endings of the matches were all pretty bogus. I don't ever want to see the Dudleys and the Usos ever again, and yet they keep doing it. Maybe last night was the end of it. Monday Night Raw kind of capped the Dudleys and Usos. But I don't know. How did you feel about it, dude?
I just feel like it was kind of iffy, man. It was just lackluster.
Absolutely.
Very mixed. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It was just there. It reminds me of Rocky 4. It's just there. It's not bad. I like it. Has
it's a placeholder.
It's a placeholder. It has its good quality. It has its bad quality. It's not the best.
The ladder match was fun, and the end was awesome, and that was a massive surprise. Zack Ryder winning a title at WrestleMania was a massive surprise.
Mm-hmm.
The
Zack Ryder winning anything is a massive surprise to me.
For real. By the time I started watching, he was already a jobber, and I just knew of this legend of the burial of Zack Ryder.
Yeah.
So to see him come from that in the last few weeks was pretty surprising. And yeah, his WrestleMania moment was very validating. It was good. It felt good. But then after that, what happens? What was the next match?
After Zack Ryder's match, ladder match?
Yeah.
It was AJ Styles and
Chris Jericho, which was good. It was a good match.
It wasn't better than the first three, but...
Yeah, I expected them to pull something out for that, and it was underwhelming compared to the matches that they put on TV.
But that's the problem when you book something 4 times within the last, month?
Yeah, but it's hard to set up feuds I don't know. WrestleMania 30, they set up some of those matches the week before.
Mm-hmm.
Like Triple H and D-Bry, they either booked that on the go home or the week before that.
Yeah.
So we were juiced, dude. By the time WrestleMania 30 came around, we were really ready for it. And then 31 was, booked way in advance like that. The biggest surprises were the presentation, fucking Rusev on a tank and that sort of stuff. And we expected Rusev to lose. Some of the matches were just not who cares, Matt? And then the whole thing with Sting was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But then the end totally saved WrestleMania that year. They had no such moment this year. The closest thing we had was a very strongly booked women's triple threat match for the women's title. And Ric Flair worked us once again. At the end of it, I said out loud, Ric Flair is an old piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
I got worked by him still. But, I'm okay with that booking. It was good for me.
I don't know. Ric Flair is awesome. That's the rub. Charlotte having Ric Flair on her side is the ultimate advantage that anybody can have.
Absolutely, and that's why she has the title. It's exactly why, because Sasha Banks was going to bust that up.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're back where we can talk about the fantasy booking.
Okay.
How do you keep a fair match
mm-hmm.
to get the title off of Charlotte? Let's do a cage match.
Yeah.
Charlotte, Becky, Sasha, the steel cage match, triple threat.
They payback?
Nah, dude, say that for SummerSlam. Because, Natalya tries to beat her. Ric Flair cheats.
So they're advancing that feud? Natalya?
I don't know.
I like Natty.
I think that somebody pointed out that they want to build the women's title lineage with the names Flair and Hart. So
That makes sense.
I guess, but they don't need the men's lineage. They can build their own. How about Banks and Lynch?
Yeah.
How about Bayley?
Because they have momentum right now. You don't want to kill that.
And they're the fucking future of wrestling. women's wrestling is the future of wrestling. Right now, there's some like 7, 8, 9-year-old little girls who are seeing real competitors for the first time ever. And like in 10, 15, 20 years, we're going to see even more women wrestlers. And it's going to be fucking awesome and crazy.
Yeah.
It's going to change the land. I mean, this is me
like
like fantasy booking like a motherfucker, but it's going to change the landscape of wrestling forever.
You're right. You're totally right.
And like, yeah, we can have Flair and Hart attached to that, but like, what else? Do you want to see Brooke Hogan become the women's champion? Do you want to see Noelle Foley become the women's champion just because of who their fucking last names are? Fuck that shit. No. Sasha Banks, motherfucker, put it on her. Put it on her.
She's ready.
I would put it on her.
I would too, man. But so we had, like you said, the fantasy book. You said stay steel cage, so you even the odds of like Rick.
Yeah, so that Rick can't get in.
And Sasha does like a moonsault from the top, or Charlotte does a moonsault.
Charlotte does a moonsault, or they do the Frankensteiner. Well, no, that's Bailey doing the crazy ass Frankensteiner.
Well, they could do like a fucking superplex off the cage.
Dude, 4 horsewomen cage match.
That'd be awesome.
That's the one.
You wouldn't necessarily even need a cage match for those 4 horse.
No, but has there ever been a women's cage match in WWE?
There's been one.
There has?
Let's pull it up real quick. I think I've seen it on past episodes of Raw.
Huh. That's awesome.
I think.
I mean, it dawned on me. I don't think I've ever seen it. And a women's cage match, has a whole different level of violence attached to it.
Yeah, it was Lita in one.
Okay, during that
Yeah, Lita and Victoria.
Okay. Who the fuck is Victoria? I have no idea.
You remember Victoria?
Yeah, this is during my dark period, man. I didn't watch
Victoria's awesome.
No ruthless aggression. No post-ruthless aggression for me. I didn't see any of it. I like seeing clips when I go back and see like this SmackDown where Big Show and Brock Lesnar broke the ring. Like, seeing shit like that, like in past, I'm like, whoa, wow, that happened, whoa. And I wish I had time to go back and watch it, but
time.
Yeah. I'm also, I'm trying to staying very current on what's happening right now is, you can do that full time. Mm-hmm. Between listening to podcasts, reading, and watching, I still have a job, and, we both we're both students. Yeah. So, yeah, there's not a lot of time for...
Catch up, yeah, that's true.
We have the network. There's really no excuse. But, sometimes I like to watch things other than wrestling or do things other than watch things. I know that sounds crazy in this, Netflix world that we live in, but, yeah, sometimes I get tired of watching shit.
Yeah.
Not wrestling, though. No. At least not yet. So did we find out what the, I think the TDE release this morning was what? It was a Schoolie Boy single? Yeah, so new Schoolie Boy.
Tony.
I haven't listened to it.
It's dope. Nice video, too. I was talking to my buddy of mine. We were talking about, how cute, how he can, I feel like Q can have, release, a movie, an independent movie. The video's nice, and I can see Q could be, this goddamn black exploitation gangster. I get that vibe from him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's a pretty cool guy.
He's pretty dope, man. He's a jiggy motherfucker, man.
So they've announced that they're going to keep doing all kinds of surprise stuff this year, huh? They went out of the gate real strong with that Kendrick thing, man.
Yeah. That's at the bar for everything TD. But think about TD. The reason that their music's so good because all of them are close and all of them are good. It's like a big old family over there.
But they're also distinct.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, Schoolie Boy is different from Kendrick. Is different from
Schoolboy was Kendrick's hype man.
So when they announced that they were doing all this new stuff this year, they announced at the beginning of the year that they had surprises all year. Mm-hmm. Did they specify that it was going to be from all the artists?
Yeah, Rashad. We're getting a new Isaiah Rashad LP or project.
I haven't listened to him.
He's awesome. He's so good. He's really good.
So we're gonna get new Absol.
Yeah, Absol.
That's awesome.
New SZA. That's my wife in another life.
I haven't heard her.
She's amazing. Okay.
They kind of came out of nowhere for me.
Yeah.
until Good Kid, Mad City, and all of the hype before that came out, like I didn't know who Kendrick was.
Mm.
It's weird how he came out.
You didn't listen to Section 80 before that?
No.
Yeah, he was already hailed like the chosen one, like ever since like to come up under Drake.
I was listening to yesterday. I was listening to. Did you ever hear that Converse? You know, Converse was doing this collaboration thing. The shoe company Converse was like to promote their brand. They were getting 3 artists together that had never done stuff together and like getting them to record a song.
Yeah.
And one of them was Gorillaz, James Murphy from LCD Sound System, and Andre 3000. You heard that?
Yeah, I think it.
Do you?
Video. They have a video
Do you
for
damn
that.
thing? Do you damn thing?
Yeah.
I listened to that the other day, and like, honestly, hearing Andre 3000 now, like, kind of makes me angry. Like, I'm kind of mad. I'm kind of sour at him, especially after I saw them at Hangout Festival, and that was kind of an emotional, big experience.
It's
man.
like one of their best performances, like on that tour. I think.
Yeah. I mean, based on what I've read, it was the rest of them were kind of like middling performances. And they were.
Ghost Shorts was really lit for him. I watched it live on my laptop.
Oh, we were. Yes, we were. Boy, howdy, man.
I think it's because it was so close, like to.
Well, they were in
Georgia.
the South.
Yeah, South,
and
yeah.
they said something about that. And, you know, like, Killer Mike has said something about the South before, too, when I saw them live. Killer Mike also showed up, surprise, at the Hangout Festival show. And I, as a Run the Jewels mark for life, flipped out. Love Killer Mike so much. He's one of my favorites, period.
Yeah.
Like, for me, it's like Killer Mike and Doom are... Like, they're like different sides of the same coin. Like, one of them's like the hyper realistic, and then the other is like the super abstract and psychedelic. Yeah. You know, like, but to me, like, they're my favorite MCs. Killer Mike's an amazing MC.
Yeah.
But yeah, that show was incredible. But then afterwards, like, I don't know if you read in interviews or whatever, that like Andre 3000 was like, we did it for the paycheck.
Yeah.
Straight up said, like, you know, we're not gonna do new music. We're not back together. We're like, we did it for the paycheck, and like that hurt my feelings.
It's kind of like what Brock says for like he said he just does his for the paycheck too.
Yeah, but there's a difference between beating people up for a living and like and bearing your soul with like some of the most amazing flows ever written in hip hop music. Like, the fact that he was capable of phoning it in at that level, where I was worked by Outkast at Hangout Festival. Yeah, but the fact that afterwards they were like, it's all a work.
It's fucked up.
It hurt my feelings, dude. And like the fact that he's like probably the most talented MC alive and doesn't rap. He doesn't fucking rap, and it makes me so mad. Like, see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, now when I hear him and I hear him rap, oh, I just get like, I actually get angry now because I'm like we've said before, what's Big Boy been doing all this time?
Working.
He's been fucking rapping. He's been rapping, dude.
He releases albums like every fucking year.
And he's still at the same level he was in Outkast. As a rapper, he's still at that same level. He's still just as good as he was. And I know that Andre 3000 could be if he weren't like, I don't know, is it lazy or crazy?
I think Andre 3000, like, I think he wants to release a solo project, but I think we're not necessarily. I think it's gonna be like in the same kind of like format as like Love Below, or more like like the new Kid Cudi LP to drop, the new alternative for it called Speeding Bullets in Heaven.
That was garbage.
But I know. But listen, like he said in an interview that he said that was one of his favorite projects right now. I think if he releases something and the fans are not gonna be ready, I think the fans. If releases, the fans are not going to like it, and they're going to shit on it. So I think that's why he has not released the project.
He just thinks that people aren't
ready for him. They're not ready for they don't understand his artistry now because he's grown. He's not the same Andre 3000 from 04. You know what I mean? I don't know. If you listen to
what you're describing is the same Andre 3000 from 04.
But,
like alternative, mixed genre, experimental.
Yeah, but like it's like.
You're saying even less rap than before.
Less rap before. At least on Love Below, it was still
30 hours.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you heard the new song with Erykah Badu? Like on that.
The
Sorry song.
Yeah, so
Amazing.
I'm sure it is, and I know that he basically says like, "I'm gonna leave the lane clear for other rappers."
Yeah.
Which is super arrogant thing to say, but he kind of does leave the lane clear for other rappers while he's not around rapping.
Yeah.
He
has people in to fill that void. You have Chance the Rapper and like people that you see his influence and
Chance, Kendrick,
Chance, Kendrick, Cudi, Kanye, Drake, like people like that. Andre 3000 has, like, he set that bar like to be
weird,
be different,
yeah,
and be different, and like, but still, like, it's crazy because he's from the South, and the South is like very like so rough and gritty,
Yeah, and tied to a tradition.
Yeah, it's very it's very stubborn too. The South is very stubborn, so
that's not just musically. I mean, yeah,
it's life.
Yeah, it's hard headed. But something that he said at the Hangout Fest, and right before that, I saw RTJ in Atlanta. That was one of the best rap shows. It's probably the best rap show I'll ever see.
You went to last?
It was at Furnace.
The Outcast?
No, it was at. Yeah, no. It was RTJ.
Oh, okay.
It was at Masquerade. Who opened? Despot, Kool-Aid, and then because they were in the hometown, first LP did a solo set, and then Killer Mike did a solo set in the hometown, and then Run the Jewels did their set. And they seriously burnt that motherfucker down the entire time. I mean, it was incredible. Reagan live, acapella. Yeah. And like adds a hook. Fuck Ronald Reagan. Fuck Ronald Reagan. Fuck Ronald Reagan. Fuck Ronald Reagan. It's beautiful, dude. But he was like, he kept saying he'd stop. And he'd just like hold his chest and be like, guys, I'm home. I'm home. It's like, my sister's standing right there. There's my kids and my wife. He's like, I'm home. I'm home in the dirty. And like at one point he was like, man, like we play a lot of towns. There's nothing like playing in the fucking South. Because down here in the South, man, we keep it realer than a motherfucker. And it's like, basically Outkast said the same thing. Like, you're fucking lit. And like, I've been to shows in other towns where people stand with their arms folded, acting like they're cooler than everybody else, and nobody's having fun. Yeah. You go to a show at fucking Zydeco in Birmingham, Masquerade in Atlanta, any show in Mobile, Alabama, like, they're swinging from the rafters going ape shit. Yes. Because we were so isolated for so long from the culture that now that the culture can move about in the South freely and like people can see these shows, we're so grateful for it.
You can't deny the South no more. At all.
Oh no,
because like we are like basically like Southern hip hop is taking over like airwaves and
Southern culture in general. It's like there's like a Southern culture renaissance where like the weird Southerners have a voice now, and there's a lot of us. Like, for a long time it was just seen as genteel, like sweet tea sipping, but like William Faulkner's from the South. Have you ever read his stories? He wrote fucked shit. Yeah. Crazy shit. He wrote some of the craziest short stories ever back then about crazy weird ass shit that only happens in the South. People getting murdered over moonshine stills. Like that didn't happen in fucking New York, know? Like
no.
Like, I mean, like ancient feuds, and like, dude, I've said it before, like, there's fucking Indian and slave blood in our soil that we eat in our food, and it gets in our brains. Like, the South is a crazy place with fucking ghosts. Yeah. It's a place where there's still like the reminder of human evil around us, we grow up surrounded by the reminders of human evil. Yeah. And so like, there's a lot of weird fucking Southerners, like, especially those of us who decided to reject parts of that culture. Yeah. And just be like, no, fuck that. Like, I can be a Southerner and be a weird motherfucker at the same time. Yeah. And rap totally reflects that. Where would we be without Lil Jon? Thank you, Lil Jon. Seriously, like, Lil Jon is like, me and my friend Jody Baggs talk about this, but he's kind of like Yoda. Like, he has these like little short nuggets of wisdom that if you think about it for more than a second, it's like, shit, man. Like, he has like, I compare rap to stand-up comedy a lot.
It's interesting.
Because good stand-up comedians, like good rappers, all of their material floats around a logical framework that kind of like builds the structure of their worldview, so that you can see what they see, how they see the world by the sum of their work. You know what I mean? Like, every little stand-up special is like a glimpse inside the mind of that artist.
True.
Just like every verse is the same way with a rapper. Like, they have a chance to like open that window and let you in, so that if you're good at it, between songs, all the dots connect into, you know, a legitimate gimmick, a legitimate persona. But like, Lil Jon is kind of like, is on some Yoda shit, man. He's got this weird like piece about his rowdiness where he's like a fucking like crazy Buddha, where he wants to fucking wild out and go ham and go crazy, but like, he doesn't want to harm anyone, and he of course doesn't want anyone to harm him. You know, but like, he's like, I mean, just think about the lyric, like, don't start no shit, won't be no shit.
Yeah, don't start nothing.
It's the fucking golden rule.
Yeah.
Doing to others as you would have them doing to you. Don't start no shit, won't be no shit. And it's not a threat. It's just like, if it doesn't start, there isn't any.
Be a why you acting like a hoe?
Yeah, stop acting like a bitch and get your hands up.
Yeah.
Like, just stop acting like a bitch. Like,
turn down for what?
yeah, let my nuts go.
Yeah.
You know, like,
it makes sense. Like, he is.
Yeah.
He's saying like it's like a golden rule of partying.
Exactly. He's just like, don't start shit. Don't act like a bitch. Have fun. Be real. Be cool with each other. Like,
I'm never gonna look at Lil Jon's song differently now. I'm gonna look at it like,
and
wow.
also, my balls are sweaty.
Yeah,
Like,
to the window,
but,
to the wall.
Yeah.
Just sweat down, drop.
Yeah, but you know, it doesn't matter. Like, fuck it.
He's like the southern hippie, like southern like Yoda.
Yeah, he really is. Like, I don't know. It's something about like, it dawned on me when I was thinking about that lyric. Like, don't start no shit, won't be no shit. It's not a like when I realized that it wasn't a threat.
It's like a thread of like life topics with Lil Jon now.
Yeah. This podcast has gone way off the rails. Not really. We're still
hip hop. We're still rapping wrestling.
Yeah.
It's the connection. That's what we are. So
it's the connection. That's what you're listening to.
What I was about to say. So we got Shane and Taker. We got thoughts on that.
Underwhelming aside from that big spot.
No, fucking Lesnar and Ambrose. That was underwhelming to me.
Yeah. The whole WrestleMania was underwhelming. It really was. And then, like, I tell you what was fascinating is watching the broken booking of the WWE World Heavyweight Title Championship match. Like, that was really fucking weird. It's really surreal to see, like, a good guy versus a bad guy where everyone hates the good guy and loves the bad guy.
But the WWE kills me because that hasn't been done before with Cena. Anytime Cena versus somebody at WrestleMania, that's been done before. So
he's just not good at it. He's just not very. I don't believe in Roman Reigns.
He's so green, man. And like we don't know who his character is. At least with Cena, he would acknowledge the booze and tell you that I'm still going to overcome these odds. I rise above hate. Roman Reigns doesn't even acknowledge the booze. This is the first time last night.
Last night was the first time he acknowledged the booze.
Cena always acknowledged that. Like, you guys can hate me all you want. I'm still going to fucking win. I'm gold.
I like him so much more just for acknowledging that we're here and we don't like what's going on. And like that promo opening Monday night,
it's decent.
It's the best promo of his career. Yeah, just the first few lines of it, like
so asshole.
I'm not a bad guy.
I'm the guy.
I'm not a good guy. I'm the guy.
It's like basically saying you're gonna have to swallow this pill.
But they turned him tweener. Yeah. Just then. I mean, I believe that right now he functions as a tweener. Right now at Payback, his first title defense, he's totally working heel because no way is AJ Styles. Spoiler alert. So that's exciting. Yeah, they set up. So they open Raw, setting up that Fatal 4-Way, KO, Sami Zayn, which set up another surprise later. But yeah, it was Raw. They did a good job. I'm for it. I'm gonna pull up my notes from that.
I was about to say, you pointed out to me the JBL and what did he say on Raw?
Yeah, the disclaimer. They opened Raw with a disclaimer basically, where he's like, "It's a Monday night after WrestleMania, Michael." They cheer who they love, and they cheer who they boo, and they boo who they cheer. They're crazy and they're having fun, and we love it. Just like
sounds like an uncle that can get with the times.
Yeah, and they did it. They did that a few times. Like, Vince said the same thing when he came out at the top of the show. It was like, "Yeah, you're crazy. You guys are crazy."
Like he doesn't understand like this generation of wrestling fans. That's what it makes it seem.
That's a running theme, and there was like a pretty weird insider interview on Squared Circle yesterday from a unknown insider named Falcon Arrow who deleted his account afterwards. But he said that basically, like, it's pretty apparent backstage that like the writers are trying to come up with interesting shit and like move stuff forward, but Vince just like jackhammers through their ideas, and he's just really pretty out of touch. And also let there be no doubt, he is like Roman is Vince's guy. That's just something that we have to get used to.
No choice but to get used to that little spot.
Well, they've pulled the trigger on it, and it's over now. So at least, for better or worse, we don't have to deal with like the anticipation of the shitstorm. The shitstorm is upon us, and we can. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting.
They said rise of the Roman Empire. That means like this guy's going to be here for a long time. On that card, when we saw like before the commercial break, they said like coming up next, the rise of the Roman Empire.
Yeah, I know. I remember.
I was like, man, that means he's going to be here for the next 2 or 3 years.
So before that, show opened with VKM, right?
Yeah.
And then he relents and gives in to his kids because
it's his son.
And you said last night,
the kid. When the kid asked for the keys on Friday night.
He's like, he always gives in.
Dad always gives in. You just gotta come at him right.
But like Vince always gives in.
Yeah, it's his son. Vince has a soft spot for his children.
All of his children.
Yes, it's proven like on like old TV and TV programming. Like he got like even if his kids and like Stephanie or Shane had the differences, he always turns on somebody to get back with his children because they have his last name. They wear his last name, so he's always gonna give in to that.
Legacy of excellence.
Yeah.
Well, he gives Shane the job for the night, and it was a pretty good episode of Raw. So way to go, Shane.
It was. We were talking about that. Like, it's basically like Shane's covering up something. Like, it's just Shane's like names is attached to, it, even though it's not really Shane. It's basically it's like Vince like sent like a box of like chocolate saying I'm sorry,
or like Shane. It's a Shane Band-Aid. Like we'll just put Shane over it, and it'll make it better. Just kiss that boo boo.
Yeah.
With a little Shane McMahon.
It's like us wrestling fans are basically mad at Vince. Like, he knows he's going to sleep on the couch. Because we're mad at Vince. Like, what did we say last night?
Yeah, he came through and, like, yeah. He gave us the flowers and the pearls,
the chocolate. I'm sorry, damn it.
I'm sorry, damn it. He gave us a ketchup steak wrap. So then Roman opens with that, pretty good promo where it looks like they want him to be, at least a tweener for the heel crowds, as Triple H calls them. And then, then they set up the Fatal 4-Way, Owens, Zayn, Styles, Jericho. And then New Day comes out. Pretty good promo again. And, they acknowledged that they didn't have a good showing at WrestleMania.
Which was dope as fuck.
Yeah. And then they defend the titles. And then League of Nations boots Wade Barrett. Possibly out of the WWE universe. That's probably it. Unless, they give him a feud and turn him face. No, dude, this would be a great chance for Bad News Barrett. And then, have Barrett versus Rusev.
It's Wade Barrett, period. Just no bad news. Just let him be Wade Barrett like he was when he first came.
I wish I'd seen all of that Nexus stuff. Husky Harris. Speaking of, Face Wyatt fam totally comes in and stomps on League of Nations.
It's crazy as fuck. Seeing the Wyatt, they're so I don't know what to say.
They can do tweeners.
Yeah,
absolutely can.
Just don't trust anybody.
Yeah, like Austin.
Yeah,
Austin's a bad motherfucker, legitimately scary, but
he's the greatest tweener of all time.
Yeah, he's not a heel because we fucking love him. Always. His little moment at WrestleMania was there were a lot of legends coming in at WrestleMania
And
burying folks. Yeah, fucking Rock and Cena was.
That was crazy, man. Seeing
they buried the Wyatts so hard at WrestleMania, and it was upsetting.
But they came back the next night and just put them over again.
They just wanted to give Rock and Cena the WrestleMania paycheck.
Yeah,
they got their bonus.
So Cena's not clear. He is clear, but he's not.
He's not back. He just popped in.
But what made it seem like he was back is like The Rock said, "Welcome back."
Yeah, I don't know. Well, he wasn't on Raw, so there wasn't room for him. It was a pretty packed show.
There's always room for John Cena. He built that place.
I didn't say it. I was not the one who said it then.
Say what?
What? That there's always room for John Cena. Oh, we completely left out that Shaq and DDP and Damian Sandow were in the armbar.
We talked about that. You think Shaq would be? I think. How was Shaq pan out as a wrestler?
It's too slow.
I'm like younger Shaq though. Like,
oh, that would be awesome. I mean, we were willing to buy Karl Malone. Shaq's bigger than the fucking Big Show, man. He's fucking gigantic, and
is he taller than Big Show?
You see him?
Like
he was, dude.
Like 7'2".
I do watch him in the ring. Look at them together.
How tall is Big Show? Like 7 foot.
I don't know.
The most.
But standing next to one another in the ring, Shaq is taller. Seeing them in the armbar, standing face to face.
It's crazy as fuck.
But anyway, back to the show. Wyatts are at least tweeners now, but it looks like they could do a face program against League of Nations, which is cool. I'm for it. I wish Luke Harper were here for it. I want to see Luke Harper and Rusev. That'd be a badass match.
It'd be a badass match.
I love Rusev. He's my favorite out of the League of Nations.
So now it's just the League of Nations down to 3.
Yeah, I guess so. It looks like they're going to stick it out too, which is cool. Summer Rae had some shit to talk about Sasha Banks. That did not go well for her.
She got her ass whooped, so
that was straight foolish.
Straight to the point with that match too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She pretty much just squashed Summer Rae, which Summer's awesome, but she is enhancement talent at this point.
And we came down off that Zack Ryder high too.
Yeah, and Tyler jobbed to Apollo.
It's Apollo.
You say he's got the look, but to me, he just doesn't look aggressive enough.
I mean, he has a great look. I think his ability is main roster bound though.
Yeah, he's as able as Neville, easily.
Yeah.
They're on that same level of advanced, and Seth Rollins, that
They're
advanced athleticism. Yeah,
he's that high school basketball player that can come straight out of high school and go straight to the league.
He's he's the next level of fitness science.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole generation of these guys who are but I mean he's also genetically predisposed to being a fucking monstrous man, obviously. But I mean, and I've said this a lot, with some guys, it's not. Dolph Ziggler kind of suffers the same problem. They just look happy to be there.
Happy-go-lucky.
Yeah.
They just really to wrestle. They're just happy they love the wrestling so much.
Yeah, and I don't, you shouldn't necessarily love every bit of that. Yeah, some of it looks like it should fucking suck and you hate it.
That's what we was talking about last night. Dolph, every time Dolph, he's about to say fuck you authority, they always backtrack on it, And every time he does it, because Dolph, I can see that. I see that rebel in Dolph, saying fuck this shit. I'm tired of this. I'm gonna beat to my own drum.
But they just can't pull the trigger.
Yeah,
you can't go all the way through with it.
Yeah.
So throughout the course of the night, you said Zack Ryder dropped it. Corbin and Ziggler had a match, double count out. We talked about the women's division presentation. That was a weird promo because of the way the crowd was turning on her, and she kind of froze up in the middle.
Really, she just wanted to work the crowd. She wanted the crowd to just listen to the promo because, eventually she was going to turn back to, of course, a Haley's character.
Oh yeah, and that was good. And the way she ran everybody off, and the way Sasha was like, "Nah, fuck you." She just walked off, and then Becky was like, I love the difference between Sasha and Becky's approach to this. Like, she's like, we did it together, girls. And Sasha's like, shoulder, see you later, bye. And Becky's like, no, I'm going to choke you now. Like, Becky, like, charged her. That was awesome. But then another stupid goddamn tables match between Dudleys and Usos set up.
I hate that like they're making scene.
Let's set up Enzo and Cass.
Yeah.
Hey, what were you saying?
I was about to say like the how the Dudleys are presented now. I think it's like tarnished like their legacy a little.
Just because of the endless program with the Usos.
Yeah, and like the tables, like it boxed them into like the Dudleys are more so just more than like tables. Dudleys like one of the greatest tag teams of all time.
Maybe this rivalry is a chance for them to get out of that and like maybe try some new stuff.
Enzo.
Yeah, the new rivalry with the Enzo and Cass and the Dudleys is a chance to like get rid of the table stuff. Man, yeah, even if he was just doing like old shtick and like stuff like that, I mean, he nails it.
Enzo?
Yeah.
He's really good.
So charismatic. They both are. One of my favorite little mic spots that they do that they didn't do that night is, for instance, we were in Dallas and like Cass will yell out, Dallas! How you doing? Which is a great, I mean, they're so over.
Is it like, you think Carmella gets called up too, or she stayed down in NXT?
I like that they're kind of doing something a little more distinct with Carm down in NXT, and like she had a really awesome match with Bayley.
Yeah, it was really good.
And we'll see what happens on the next tapings, but I'm fine with her coming along later because
eventually she does come up with them.
I mean, it shows with her in developmental. It shows that they're serious about developing her.
Yeah,
as opposed to like. They should put Lana down in NXT, man. Make it a fucking storyline. Work that shit and be like, you're not good enough. This is the women's division now. This doesn't fly anymore. You're a pretty face. You're not a competitor. You need to go in NXT and figure your shit out. And what happened with Eva Marie? See, I didn't even watch any of the pre-show stuff. Yeah. I didn't watch any of that shit.
Neither.
I don't even know who won the U.S. title match.
Kalisto.
Okay, whatever. Seriously, yeah. Either way, who cares?
They have buried their title.
I've got an idea for a segment. Let's do it real quick. Well, trading cards.
Okay.
We'll just talk about what we were sharing last night.
Okay.
What did you show me? Czarface.
Czarface, yeah. Jordan. I mean, actually talked about it.
Yeah, and then what was Gold Link? Was that the name of it?
Yeah, Gold Link.
Gold Link. And then I played you Zebra Cats, I'm a Reed. And we saw another Zebra Cats video that was crazy as fuck. I can't remember it.
Some crazy shit.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It tripped me the fuck out.
Well, we should put it all on Tumblr. Yeah. I think that we should start putting all trading cards on Tumblr. We'll mention them on the show. We'll share them with each other. That's basically the idea is like, passing songs back and forth, videos and stuff like that. And I also shared you that Vic Mensa video for Down on My Luck, which was pretty rad video.
There's another song I meant to trade too with you, but
we can save it for next week.
True. Let's do that.
And we're at an hour. Well, we're at 57, and we got to go to class. So that's gonna cut it for. I'm really surprised that we took an hour and covered pretty much everything. Ooh, let's mention real quick: Sami Zayn out of the Fatal 4-Way. In Cesaro returned.
Major
I
pop.
am fucking excited as fuck about Cesaro being back. He's my favorite. It's like for me right now, it's Cesaro, Kofi Kingston, and Samoa Joe are like my three favorite guys. But and fucking Nakamura, man, watch that match if you haven't. I've watched it 3 times, and I'm averse to rewatching things because who the fuck has time for it? But watch Nakamura and Zayn on the network. Check us out on Twitter, r_w_connection. Tumblr, rapidwrestling.tumblr.com. Wait for it. We're on the road to Domania. We're going to have a website up with a lot of more surprises coming. We're on SoundCloud. We're on YouTube. Episode 9 of the Rapid Wrestling Connection. Woo! Woo!
Tonight, Jerry Lawler, I'm going to prove when you mess around with hot stuff, you're going to get burned.
Tonight's the night that Eddie Gilbert starts to live up to his name. He calls himself Hot Stuff. Well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make him real hot tonight.